And we're back with more BSL Season 6. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're coming back with our second two players in the group. It's going to be our Finnish representative, Napoleon, who does do a little bit of race picking. And I was kind of Googling him a little bit, and apparently he race picks Zerg versus Terran and Protoss, and then Terran versus Zerg. So, he will be playing off against DragOn, who is a Protoss player. So theoretically, he'll be playing Zerg in that matchup. There's only one way to find out, Nyokin.
Yeah, only one way to find out. We got to get into that game. Looking forward to see what Napoleon can pull out. Because in Chobo League, the only games I saw him play myself was he played Terran versus Zerg. So I'm curious to see how strong his Zerg versus Protoss is. Because DragOn is really good, a really good North American Protoss.
All right, well, our maps are In the Way of an Eddy, Circuit Breaker, and Sulfit. Not sure, but yeah, we're off In the Way of an Eddy for sure as our first game in this second series of the day. So let's get into it. Game number 1 between DragOn and Napoleon on In the Way of an Eddy. All right, welcome everybody to our second best of 3 of the night. In the upper right-hand corner, in the red, playing Protoss, this is Alex Empey, aka DragOn.
And in the top left, we've got the old school Finnish player. It is Napoleon. I like this scout pattern from Napoleon because it's going to scout the main, which is probably the most important scout. You can always assume that they're going to be expanding, but also the direction of this overlord. It's not directly south. It's at an angle. So if there's some type of zealot pressure, he's going to see it coming. So I love this pattern that Napoleon's going for. I would have just, without seeing any games on Eddy, I would have expected him to go horizontal, but this is a pretty cute path that he's going for.
A pretty cute pat indeed. I think the path thing is always something that I like to, play 3D chess trying to analyze. I'm like, yeah, but he could have gone here, but he went here instead to try to, I don't know. In the end, you're just trying to get as much information as you can, and you're probably going to scout with a drone later on if you really feel the need to find that information out super early. I don't know. We haven't seen too many like proxy gates versus Zerg, so I'm not sure there's tons to worry about early. And I think I've only ever seen one cannon rush versus Zerg in BSL, and I don't think it worked. So, I think the Protoss are a little bit more honest versus Zerg these days. Although, right as I say that, watch that just be totally disproven.
Well, it's going to be hard to cannon rush here because I don't think there's buildable terrain behind those minerals, so do not expect the cannon rush. But Napoleon's playing pretty greedy here. There's a 12 hatch. It's not an 11 hatch 10 pool. It's a straight up 12 hatch. And if we go back a couple weeks ago, Sugo went gateway expand every single game, and DragOn and Sugo in the same team. So this is pretty interesting that 2 players from the same team going for completely different builds. It's going to be Forge expand for DragOn. But he did get a first scout off. Oh, he didn't get a first scout off. He did a double scout, and he's seeing exactly what Napoleon's doing. And just like the wall, he's going to get down that Nexus before cannon. He's going to be playing. Of course, this is safe, but he's playing pretty greedy.
Yeah, I don't know. You just can't ever have enough cannons versus Zerg. I remember watching this really iconic game when Stork was still playing in AS Stealth, and he's like, "All right, I'm Stork, legend, gonna be safe, right?" He throws down 5 cannons, and then Zerglings thread the needle between each one of his cannons, kill off all the cannons simultaneously, and then crush the natural. And I'm just like, well, like, he had 5 cannons there. That's just a lot. No, he just lost instantly. I'm just like, okay, well, ever since that moment, I've always been a little bit insecure about the preparations that Protoss players make. It's a little bit of a meme, just because sometimes things just spontaneously combust. But for the most part, the SimCity's pretty good, and Natural should be pretty secure. And Dragon's gonna get perfect information with this nice little Protoss probe. Excuse me, and should see the drones and gas and kind of be able to figure out where all of that's going.
Yeah, he knows exactly what's going on. He, of course, does not know where this third hatch is, but he knows it's somewhere out on the map. And I do have to say that DragOn went for kind of an unorthodox Nexus timing. It looked like it was a 15 Nexus. A lot of times you're seeing Protoss players put that down on 13. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to have more minerals by going for a 15 Nexus as compared to a 13 Nexus, but it is a little bit different. He's got his second gas going pretty quickly. DragOn's just one of those standard players, so I'd be kind of surprised if he goes straight Citadel, but he does have a full scout this entire time, so that will be a potential build that he could go for if he detects any type of weakness to a flood of zealots in the early game.
Going off the probe, so yeah, now both players have the opportunity to kind of go for their next level of tech. Stargate is going to be what comes out of DragOn. We'll see if he wants to go for that +1 air weapons that we saw DeWalt favor. I don't think so. I think we're just going to see +1 speed lots, run a few of them out, try to get some harassment done, pull back, go for High Templar. And I want to see if Napoleon is going to play that ultra standard style that we saw from Bakuryu.
So I'm looking at the main of DragOn. There is 2 probes on gas. I hope this was purposely done and not a mistake, because just 1 less worker on gas is going to be so much less resources for him. It's going to be a huge difference in the Templar count or Stargate count. There is the +1 weapon for air coming in, so it's going to be probably basically what we saw DeWalt pull out last game. Citadel timings basically exactly the same. But the Zealot count is getting pretty strong. This is what DragOn likes to do quite often, is go for that 730 timing. Everything looking identical to what DeWalt did last game.
Let's see. I will say the +1 air weapons is a little bit slower. He still hasn't changed that 2 probes on gas in the main. So I'm guessing that's a mistake.
He just fixed it.
Yeah. Okay, he just fixed it. There we go. All right. Sick. He's like, all right, I have to mine with 2 probes for my gas in the main until 6 minutes and 2 seconds, and then I put the 3rd probe on. I'm like, damn, what a planner.
Everything's calculated.
Let's see how calculated this Corsair can be, because there's actually no Hydras out to save these Overlords.
Yeah, so 1 Overlord's going to go down. Spire is up, but there's no Scourge out. Now, DragOn knows that Scourge should be out on the map, so I don't expect him to be super greedy trying to get a 2nd Overlord. And oh, the Scourge might intercept it! Is it going to intercept?
Whoa!
No, he's going for the other one!
Oh my goodness. Once again, Scourge, the dumbest units in the game. Why do they stop? Why do they not turn around? The world will never know.
So DragOn's gonna save these 2 Sairs. It's a big save, because every Sair is 100 gas, which means it could have almost been a Templar. DragOn's going for that 730 timing attack, just as expected. This time he's got 7 Zealots, everything very standard, and we have Sunkens for Napoleon. But where are the Hydras? There's no Hydras out.
Yeah, I commented on it earlier. It's still true. Where'd they go? Well, there's three or four on the way right now. Okay, finally the big flood of Hydras coming through, along with the +1 missiles. If you use Sunkens to protect the bases, but I think the damage is kind of done at this point. Maybe not offensive damage, but I haven't done anything to the Protoss player yet damage, and there's all these zealots sitting right outside the front door. So I mean, for right now, DragOn is just kind of chilling. He's got a ton of cannons up, ready for basically anything. Storm energy piling through, and Storm almost done with the +1 weapons upgrade, just now finishing for his 6 Corsairs.
Yep.
5
so
Corsairs.
What is DragOn's follow-up going to be? A lot of times when I'm in this position, it's like, oh, did nothing. Time to put down 8 gateways. We'll have to see if Dragon's going to go for that style, because we know that a flood of Hydras are going to be coming in pretty soon. This is Eddie, so the third base is very far from your natural. There's also a lack of buildable terrain on that big platform outside your natural, so it's not like you can even really spam cannons there. So I do expect a flood of gateways coming down from him. There they are. There is 6 gates going up for him. Really 7 to 8 or 6 to 8 is pretty much the standard amount. But Napoleon's going to be looking to put on the pressure pretty soon. He's got so many hatches. Oh my gosh, this is almost the same build that Bakuryu went for. There's a hive already morphing.
Wow, you're right. This is way fast. And as long as he doesn't get scourged, okay, 1 scourge lands. Still 5+1 Corsairs. He's going Overlord hunting, and he won't. I guess he can find a couple over here at the third base. But the real takeaway here is that he gets perfect information. He sees everything everywhere. He's even going to see this drone. Okay, he's not going to actually go down to see the location of the fourth base, but he did get that scanner sweep essentially over the base. Sees the hive morphing, and with that already halfway done, we'll see what is next. But I guess the next step is running all your Hydras across the map to try to bust through.
Yeah, so here comes the Hydra attack. I'm not sure how well this is going to work because he spent a lot of resources to get Hive. He's got speed. That's a lot of resources that could have been Hydras. But Dragon's units are out of position. There's no Templar here. It's just pure Zealot. Where are the Templars? They're sitting at the natural. So potentially all these Zealots might go down. They're scrambling to get back to the natural. Meanwhile, Sayers are at the main of Napoleon, but somehow he killed the majority of it, and he's taking bottom left, so he's exploding pretty fast.
Yeah, he lost 3 Corsairs. It's all but 2, so that is a little bit surprising. I see he was kind of stressed with all the Hydras pushing in. They do cancel the third base, which is exactly what you're looking to do with this attack, and so mission accomplished there. He just has to not die once High Templar actually join this army.
And Napoleon's supply is very high, 90 to 110. That's pretty damn good, especially when you're going for Hive Tech this fast. He's starting to get those Ling upgrades. He's got +1 weapon going in the Evolution Chamber. Adrenaline is halfway done. Ooh. This Ling power spike is going to be kicking in really when Dragon wants to attack. And you know a lot of the units are going to be Dragoons. So if they can get onto if the Lings can get onto the back line, they're just going to decimate those Dragoons pretty fast. I'm getting worried for Dragon because we still don't have a third Nexus up.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about at this point. It's like, can you establish a third base? He throws the Nexus down, and he cancels the Nexus. All right, and he cancels. Oh my. Okay, there it is. Whew. Last second cancel.
Did he get a cancel? Because his minerals are very low. I'm not sure if he
even
canceled.
Oh yeah, you're right. He actually didn't. I thought I saw the animation for the cancel because it kind of phases out, but no, I guess he didn't. Wow.
This might trigger an all-in from Dragon because we see the 7th and 8th gate going up for him, and he's already seen Hive. So he knows that the power spike is going to be kicking in for Napoleon very soon. Potentially, it's already kicked in. But Dragon has caught all these units. They're completely out of position. But at the same time, if Napoleon went for a counterattack, look what's there. There's 4 Zealots, 3 Cannons, 2 Templars. He could potentially just kill Dragon at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you take the guaranteed kill on these units. Wow, he's not even going to funnel down the ramp to kill them. Yeah, you can actually just counterattack because Dragon was so far out of position. But alas, not what we're gonna see. And now Dragon is gonna just coalesce his army and try to break through into, I guess, either the third or the natural. They are very well defended, but I mean, that's a lot of storms.
This
1,
seems to
2,
be
3, like 9 storms, 8 storms.
Holy, that's so many storms. But this seems to be like make or break for Dragon because Napoleon's starting to get so big. Okay, he has identified a weakness. Bottom left, no Sunkens, no Lurkers, so this base is going to go down. But Napoleon knows all the units are out of position. He's going for a counterattack, and really, there's nothing at the natural. Literally nothing. There's 4 cannons.
Wow. Okay, so this third base is dead. Just absolutely non. There will not even be a fossil record of this base. It is out of there. So really sick kind of realization there by Napoleon saying, well, I mean, sure, you can kill my base, but your base is more vulnerable. So takes it out. And yeah, where do you go now as Dragon?
It's going to be so hard for Dragon to attack into this choke, but at the same time, if Dragon can bust through, it's going to be hard for Lings to attack into this army because they're going to be getting stormed non-stop. Looks like Dragon has identified that this is going to be near impossible to break. I like that move. But supplies are even at this point, and we've got 1-1 Zerg versus 2-0 Protoss. He's just starting +3. Upgrade's really not even that far in favor of Dragon. And he's got his third just locked down. Look at the main. It's almost mined out. Natural's almost mined out also. So Dragon's on a clock. He's got to make something happen, and he's trying to do that just now, going in with a huge attack. There's not a lot of lurkers, though, and he's got so many storms banked up. He's going to kill these Lings very quickly.
Yeah, there's just infinity storms here. Lings just evaporate, and the Protoss army prevails. Wow. So now, what's Napoleon's hope? He can try to get these bases up, down at the bottom left-hand corner. Even that is going to get scouted out by that lonely Corsair. And he has to make sure he doesn't just straight up die to this massive gateway army, which just abides.
The army of Dragon just looks unstoppable. There's not enough lurkers. Sure, there's a decent amount of Lings, but the storms are just so strong. He even has a good zealot count remaining. We know about 20 supplies on the right side of the map, so Dragon's really up about 30 or 40 supply. He's plowing through. Dragoon's doing so much damage, but the zealot buffering the damage. They're all gone. If a flood of Lings get on top of these Dragoons, the whole army of Dragon's gonna wipe.
There's a bunch of Lings and even Hydra Lurker coming back from killing that third base. This is a dangerous spot for Dragon to be in, especially as he gets overwhelmed here by Zerglings. Where's the storms at? I think he is... Yeah, he's dead here. Wow.
Oh, genius. Look at those Lurker morphs to draw the attention of the Zealot. Meanwhile, the Link just killing all of the Dragoons. Looks like Napoleon might have done it. He's dwindling down the army of Dragon. And Dragon's on one base now, and does he even have enough resources really to even build a Nexus at the... Oh, he's taking bottom middle. He's already given up mid-right. But Napoleon continuing to put on the pressure onto these Zealots and Dragoons. But Dragon just barely holding on.
Did he storm all of his observers? No, there's two more observers left. Okay, yeah, they're invisible. It's hard to see. Eventually, Napoleon will run over or overrun this Protoss port. The only thing that survives are the observers, and now all Napoleon or all Dragon has are a few Zealots and 2 storms on his High Templar.
Unfortunately, Napoleon, he sees bottom right. Oh, he doesn't see it. He's just barely out of range. He could have canceled this Nexus, but hilariously, he's taking a hatchery in the main that Dragon doesn't even know about.
Oh my goodness. Ships passing in the night. They'll find out about each other later on. Yeah, finally these Zerglings gonna come through. A little bit too late there, and the Nexus will get up, so I mean that is sort of the last bastion, right? That is where Dragon needs to do or die. He's actually still being aggressive, trying to cancel this 8 o'clock base. Get a bunch of Zealots, but I guess the High Templar, yeah, they're lagging a little bit behind. Otherwise, he could have just stormed all these Lings.
Yeah, and he needs Storm because we've got 2 Lings versus basically 3 Zealots coming in pretty soon. But regardless, these Lings just decimating everything. And there go all of the Zealots for Dragon, even the Storms or the Templars getting decimated. And Dragon has found the low ground base, but he can't really kill it. If he builds Lings here, or Sunkens even, this base is going to be denied from Dragon.
Dragon was trying to cannon rush that bottom right-hand base, but Probe was unable to complete its dastardly deed.
I think Napoleon's done it. Dragon just doesn't have the econ. He's on 2 base, but one's about to mine out. Look, Napoleon's even taking top middle pretty soon. There's the Defiler that I was looking for, so he'll be able to shut down these cannons pretty fast. There's 2 Templar. They'll probably be able to deal with the initial attack, but follow-up attacks, especially with this Sunken and Nidus coming down at bottom right, there's going to be no counter to that.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do at that point? I think we are about to watch our Finnish Zerg player eliminate kind of the last hope of Dragon in this game. I mean, it's only game number 1, but the long-term effects of this 3-hatch Hive build really do seem to be kicking in a big way that the Dragon can't stop.
The Knight is just completed, but he's not focusing it. All the Lings coming out, but there's so many cannons. I don't think this amount of Lings is enough. No, it is not.
Wow.
It's opening up a hole at the entrance. There's Dark Swarm and Lings. Dragon can't be everywhere.
Well, storms apparently can be. Yeah, storms are gonna actually kill everything. The Defiler dies to cannons in the mineral line.
This Nidus is just barely out of range of the cannon, so he can still flood units in from that direction. He hasn't done it yet. The Dragon desperately trying to hold on. He's got this beefy Archon, just shredded those Lings. But I just have a feeling that Napoleon's too big at this point. He's got the entire left side. He's taking top middle. I saw the Ultralist Den already completed. He's got +3 coming in for the Lings pretty soon. It's just a matter of a time until Dragon eventually breaks.
Yeah, so finally the Lurkers are going to go down. +3 Archons. Good. This is actually really strange because it looks like Dragon is totally secured this bottom base. But, you know, Napoleon's taking 12 o'clock. He's got these bottom left-hand bases totally up and running. This is just way too scary.
Well, we've got the game changer out on the map. DT going to bottom left. There's no Overlord. But he needs to get about 50 kills to stabilize this game. He's going in now. How many kills will he get?
There are no, the Speed Overlord flying in. 1, 2, and there we go.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that was enough. And Napoleon knows that Dragon's just defending bottom right the whole time. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for a counterattack to the main, because you know that's the point of contention. So now that he sees Dragon's army moving out, it could be a pretty smart move to just counterattack, but he's just decided that he's just going to swarm this army. There's so many units coming from all directions.
I mean, there are a lot of Storms and Archons here, so like it's not going to be easy to do by just flooding Lings in, and even controlling this many Lings late game can be hard in and of itself. He's also hitting the other base with Cracklings, and yeah, this is just going to do it. I mean, down to 79 supply here. Dragon just doesn't have a whole lot left.
Yeah, Dragon's trying to take bottom right. He's got the Nexus building, but still the issue is Napoleon has the entire left side. He's got top middle. Dragon knows about it, but he can't do anything about it. The Archons still remain, though, and there's nothing to defend. Oh, sorry, Dark Swarm counters Archons. I forgot.
Tell me more. Could have fooled me. I think finally Ultra Tech coming out. 5-3 Ultras, man. The MK Ultralists. These are just gonna roll through everything. I don't know if there's too much longer that Dragon has in this game.
Yeah, really, just Napoleon needs to get a consolidated army. Maybe we need to lay off the Lings for now. They're just getting sure they're trading really well, but maybe a combination of the Hydras just popping units from. He's got so much gas, though, he may just go for Ultras. And once we get like 5-6 Ultras, there's going to be no counter. Sure, the Archons are heavily upgraded, but we don't have any more Archons at this point.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're just going to be overrun by, like, maybe even more Ultras than Lings at this point. Well, I just watched the mini-map, guys. You're just going to see this river of yellow flow over.
Yeah, this is what I was waiting for. Just go for the main. Now, unfortunately for Napoleon, the majority of the defense is at the main this time. But he just has so much. Like, look at this. It's just endless.
Yeah, this does look like one of those campaign missions. Not a whole lot you can do against just rivers of Zergs, oceans pouring over you. And sure, Archons might be pretty good in this spot, but not good enough.
Yeah, so Napoleon's going to go up 1-0. Really nicely done from Napoleon. Again, I have not seen his Zerg in years, so I was not sure what to expect. And Dragon's a monster, so to be able to put up play like this against Dragon, Napoleon's a real threat to get out of this group.
I mean, DTs are really trying to hold on as long as they can, but you are correct. This is going to do it. So Man, DragOn just will not give up. Oh my goodness, he's being overrun by Lings. He's like, but if I storm right here, maybe. It's like, no, I am sorry. The natural is exploderated, and that means that it is time to reach all the way across to the middle of your keyboard. Hit that G button.
Yeah, it's gonna be GG any moment now. All the production going down for DragOn. I mean, he's trying his hardest, but you're getting tripled in supply. There's no hope at this point. We even have a shuttle on the left side. Don't know what was in it, but not enough. So Napoleon's going to go up 1-0 with really impressive play.
And that's it. All right, game number 1 is over. You know, I definitely expected a little bit more out of DragOn after he got his 3rd base up. I'm just like, oh, wow, you know, if he can hold here, then he's going to be, you know, in a great spot. But a 3-hatch Hive, man, kicking in just in the last, just when he needed. And there were moments of strength where DragOn was like taking out some of the bases across the map, getting some pretty good trades in. But I think Napoleon just kind of outgrew him there towards the end.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what DragOn is going to change in the upcoming match. I like that Napoleon went for that Hive play that Baku Ryu went for, because we finally got to see what was the goal of it. It really does look like it's designed to stop that big 150 timing attack, because you're going to have these highly upgraded Lings. If you can get any amount of Lings on top of the Dragoons, the backbone of that attack is going to be down the drain for Protoss. You're not going to be having those pot shots from the Dragoons killing the Lurkers. So I do like that we did get to see what the goal that Baku Ryu was going for.
Well, the unintentional consequence of Napoleon winning game number 1 is that chat will now be spammed by even more Finnish cheers from Rauta. So if you guys are a big fan of that, then get ready. There's more coming. So we're going to get into game number 2. That is going to be on Circuit Breakers, and see if Napoleon can close things out, or if maybe our North American hope DragOn can bring things back for the continent. And well, I don't know. I mean, I think that Hive style definitely has a lot of merit, but especially if there's this big like +1 Zealot attack with maybe not +1 Corsairs, but just regular normal Corsairs. That can still be really scary before that Hive gets a chance to really kick in.
Yeah, the Hive really does look delicate, because there was DragOn was pushing through. So if DragOn even attacked 30 seconds faster before all that kicked in, potentially Napoleon just breaks, because we know he's powering so hard that if you power a little bit too hard and you're getting 8-gated like DragOn was doing, there's a real possibility of getting broken. But I am curious to see how DragOn's going to adapt. And is Napoleon going to pull off the same style?
Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get into the next game. It's going to be on Circuit Breakers. Game number 2 is coming up right about now. All right, welcome to Circuit Breakers. In the bottom left-hand corner, in the brown, is our Protoss player, DragOn.
And in the top right, he's the Finnish hope. It's Napoleon. Are we in the right map? Okay, for some reason I thought this was Benzene. Just the tiles, the terrain throwing me off a little bit. But that build that Napoleon pulled out, I have to be honest, I haven't seen that before. Literally every single game of Zerg versus Protoss I see is 5-hatch or 6-hatch Hydra. So maybe DragOn doesn't have experience versus it. I find that hard to believe, but I do think that he probably has limited experience versus the style that Napoleon's pulling out, and that could be a bit of trouble for DragOn.
Yeah, it really could. I think DragOn might have more to worry about, especially if Napoleon can mix it up. honestly, I don't know what to expect from Napoleon because I'm not super familiar with watching him play. So I don't know if we're really going to get a chance to see that hive style again, but I would expect it because it seems like he really kind of understands how to pilot that play. But let's watch this probe as it heads out across the map for the cross map scout. What a legend. Completely omniscient. The probe. Knows all, sees all.
Yeah,
It's not even
he's not even going to mid right for a scout. He's just going directly to top right. He's going to get a first scout off. And this is going to be perfect for him. Not only is he going to see what's going on, his probe's going to be already there dealing harassment damage to the drones. It's going to make his zealot even more powerful. And that's already a deviation we see from last game. It's not a forge expand. DragOn's decided that he wants to bring it to Napoleon, cripple that econ a little bit in the beginning, and make sure he does not power so hard.
I don't blame him. Let's find out how he wants to do that. We actually saw, who was it? It was TT1 that leaves the second zealot back home to defend instead of just rallying them both across the map. I guess that makes you safer, but I'm not sure if that makes you safe enough. Probably better to just put it on the pressure. And I do like that he is going to start going for this. What is, let's see, I guess we had a 12 hatch into, yeah, it's hatch pool gas, right?
Well, look at this drone. It keeps trying to jump on top of the zealot. It did stall it a little bit. Every second matters. It's going to allow him to get the lings out that much faster. Look at that drone go. Trying to buy as much time as possible. This is amazing.
Wow, the little drone that could. That's really cool. I mean, every second matters, right?
Now there is a little bit of a difference in Napoleon's build this time. His gas is slightly fast, and he is taking a mineral only. Of course, you can't get a gas unless you're taking another main on Circuit Breaker, but DragOn trying to get into that sweet spot behind the minerals. Looks like he has found a great spot. Napoleon coming. Oh, he's got lings on the other side. He's going to take out the probe pretty. No, he's not.
What? Okay, well, the dastardly probe lives to probe another day. Right as I say that, it does go down. But the zealot's still going to be annoying. Is he going to get a drone here? Whoa! Gets one. Runs through the mineral line and gets right back behind it.
Yeah, but I like Napoleon's position here. He didn't build that many lings. He only built 8. He lost 1 drone. He's got his 3rd hatch going. But at the same time, DragOn's playing very safe. And he did a decent amount of damage. He's got a 2nd zealot. I'm surprised he didn't send this out because we know that Napoleon's likely to not see it. And if a 2nd zealot could get in while something is going on the map, the secondary zealot could definitely get a lot of kills. But DragOn is just playing standard from here. He's got his cybernetics going. He's got his nexus up. I do expect him to go for Stargate again. Also, this time his probe's dead, so he has no idea what Napoleon's going for. And speed is almost done for Napoleon. There's no lair. We're not mining gas. This looks like we're going to have a ling all in.
Wow, well, sure is one way to put on pressure. I'm waiting to see exactly what pops out of these eggs. I guess there are some drones in production. Let's see. I mean,
Maybe
theoretically, he's supply blocked, so that's one way to stop a ling all in.
Yeah, the supply block definitely hurting. I did think it was going to be a ling all in, but because of the supply block, it's looking more like we're just going to go into standard 5-hatch play, but his econ is a bit crippled. Also, there's no lair, so because of that, we're seeing a 4th hatch coming up. That's where he's going to pour into his resources. It's setting up, again, to be similar to the Nemu style, except we're mining gas, and Nemu really cutting gas forever, even delaying it before 6 hatches. But where's Napoleon going to put this gas? I still don't see a lair, and he's got an excess amount.
Yeah, he does. Usually when you're saving it up, you know, there's something that you're saving it for. 4th, 5th hatchery on the way. All right, so I guess we're going Hydras.
Yeah, this looks... like I said, it looks basically like the Nemu style, except we have gas a little bit faster, so the econ's not going to be as good. There's no lair, so this does look like it's going to be a hardcore bust, but if DragOn can get his tech up, he'll be pretty safe, especially if he can even just get one DT. One DT we know can change the tides of a game. I'm getting a little worried for Napoleon that we are lacking on the tech a little bit. Still no lair. We got the evolution chamber, but I don't know. Seems pretty committed with this Hydra attack.
Why do you need lair if you can get your Hydra upgrades without it, Nyokin?
So
Here it is.
Boys
actually
will come and get you.
Yeah, it sure will. Well, 3 free overlords sounds like a good deal to me. Obviously, it's only 1 Corsair, and there are Hydras just now popping out in the nick of time. Okay, all right. The overlords were not so free after all.
Well, DragOn has seen exactly what's going on. He's also identified that it's no lair, and it's 6 hatch Hydra, so there's going to be a huge swell of Hydras coming in. The lair is 50% done at the natural. But I'm still looking at... Oh, I was going to say, I think that the Templar Archive might be in time, but now I see the Templar Archive just started. So really, there's a big opportunity for Napoleon. If he wants to go for a bust, he needs to go probably... He even has 2 minutes or so, but after that, the window's going to be gone. But DragOn, he wants to put on a little pressure of his own on. There's no sunken, so this could potentially deal a decent amount of damage.
I was going to say, what is this 600 gas doing for DragOn? I guess that's supposed to be High Templar, but the archives are so late, so that's not going to help him out. Let's see, it's a big manlot attack with these Corsairs in the sky. They do not have +1, so this is kind of that older style. But he's going to kill off the Overlords, so that's a moral victory there. Zealot's getting in on top of the Hydras. Drones try to drill through. More Hydras coming in for reinforcements to see if they're able to deal enough damage to stop these drones from all going down. Decent drills, but still quite a few dying.
That was a fantastic drill. It really looked like DragOn was going to break him there. But with the drill combined with the Hydras in the back, really Napoleon didn't lose that much. He lost maybe like 5 Hydras and a couple drones, but when you're on 6 hatches like that, you'll be able to replenish those drones pretty fast. But the real damage that was done is Napoleon is supply blocked. So this big timing he wanted to go for, really he's only got 12 Hydras at this point. And DragOn, he's got 5-6 gate coming up. He's got his Templar Archive tech. He's going to have Storm pretty soon. So this Hydra bust that Napoleon was setting up for, really, it's not going to work out for him now.
Yeah, well, hard to build Hydras when you just don't have any supplies. So he does have to rebuild a lot of Overlords, but it's also hard to build Hydras if you just spent all your money building those Overlords and rebuilding the drones that died earlier. So, man, this is super scrappy early game, and it's cool to see that both players are capable of kind of going toe-to-toe with each other. Not really one player with a huge edge right now. If I had to give it to one player, it would be DragOn. It seems like he's built up a bunch of storm energy on all of his High Templar and might be ready to take a third base here in a second.
Yeah, he's just going to get up that really solid army before even thinking about taking a third base. We saw what Napoleon was able to do with a small army, denying a third base for so long. DragOn does not want to make that mistake again. But Napoleon's keeping up pretty well in terms of Macquaries at 75 versus 90. He's taking his 4th base. That's going to be 7 hatches. It's just absurd production. He's got +1 range attack already kicking in. So his army's going to be very strong. The real threat, though, is these Templars. There's 5 of them. They're taking up so much energy. We know the Dragoon time is going to be coming in probably within the next minute and a half. I'm just not sure if Napoleon's going to have enough to deal with it. Okay, there is the Lurker aspect. It just finished. Probably going to go into a defensive posture, but DragOn just lost most of his Sayers.
Well, with no Corsairs, certainly the Overlords are a lot safer, but more importantly, you're not going to get anything done with Dark Templar anywhere. There's not going to be any real pressure, I guess, for now. Well, so what's the next step? Are we just going to try to see this third base and then try to cancel it? Yeah, here we go. DragOn throwing it down at the mineral only. Theoretically. Anytime now.
Yeah, he's setting up to take that. Probably just going to get out on the map while taking it, so it gets a little frantic for Napoleon. He won't be able to counterattack. And DragOn, I'm not sure if he's going to have enough map control to go for a double expand. Napoleon's supply is so high, 95 to 110. He's doing a really good job keeping his resources down. The army, again, from DragOn, it's just so strong. We've got the first Lurkers morphing for Napoleon. If Dragon waits any longer, Napoleon's going to be locked down on every basis. It's going to be hard to attack. So what's Dragon going to do from here?
Hold on. I guess try to just keep this third base up. That was something he really was never able to do in the last game. He just, like, I'm going to take a third base, instantly canceled. I'll try again, instantly canceled. So it's like, well, yeah, just try to, I guess, reestablish himself or establish himself and then try to keep that going on the bottom side of the map. But, I mean, his army is actually pretty formidable. It's never been, you know, thinned over the course of the game. So he's going to choose the offense as the best defense.
Dragon's army is definitely very strong. I am a little bit worried, though, that we're only at 120, and Napoleon is also at 120. He's also going to have reinforcement advantage. The Hydras, they're very well upgraded. They're 1-0, soon to be +2. Also, potentially Dragon's attack move may get glitched going over these bridges like he looks like he's setting up to do. But fortunately, okay, there's the Hydras. So Dragon's going to be denied here. Most likely, guys, get a turnaround. But he can't go up the high ground either because lurkers are already set up. Well, there's only 3, and they're going to get picked off immediately.
Oh, nice storms on the high ground. Whoa, that is definitely not a weather front you want to push into. High ground now taken by Dragon as he pushes forward.
We've got a huge supply advantage for Dragon now. There's none of the Dragoons have died, so they are going to be very dangerous. These Templars have several storms. Napoleon's got to control his army perfectly. He's got to also make sure he doesn't get his drone stormed.
Yeah, big storms off on the Hydras, though, but more and more keep piling through from the back. These Dragoons are not immortal. They will actually die if you don't protect. Finally, Zealots coming in to buffer so the Dragoons stay alive. Storms continue to rain down. How many does Dragon have here? Oh my goodness, I think he might finally be out of storms. That means the High Templar are going to go down, and eventually this should get cleaned up.
Yeah, Napoleon has held it. Somehow he was able to weather the storm here. All the Templars are gone. There's only Zealot and Dragoons. Another huge storm, getting so many Templar, but behind, or getting so many Hydras, but behind it, Dragon's also double expanding. He's taking bottom middle. They're going to be on even bases, but the real threat now is Hive Tech just completed for Napoleon, so his power spike is going to be kicking in, and Dragon's going to have to be on the defensive.
Well, Dragon, if he wants to go offensive, he's going to have to find some way to build up, you know, an army that can fight together instead of just parading High Templar out across the map. One storm goes off, but the rest of the High Templar get picked. Now he has no storms in his army.
Yeah, he has no storms. He's gas starved. As I say that, he's building 5 Templars out of his gateway, so he'll be able to replenish that Templar count pretty soon, but they don't have energy. In Napoleon, he's probably going to attack pretty soon. He may go for a split map. His army is not that big, so he may not attack just yet, but he does have 5 base. Dragon is still in a pretty good spot. He's got his 4th base up. Supplies are too close for comfort, though, if I was in Dragon's shoes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have the bases that he needs to continue to just max out from here on out. I think, honestly, if he just stays back and defends these bases, it's not the worst spot to be in. But obviously, he does want to be proactive. But if he loses his bases because of that, you know, obviously not such a good trick.
So Dragon's going to top left. He's probably going to get a cancel on this hatchery. There's just flat out too much Dragon. Oh, his army got split off, so he's not going to get a cancel. Napoleon with a great counterattack. These are crackling, so this Nexus is going to die very fast. A whiff of the storm. So Napoleon getting this for free, really losing nothing. And meanwhile, 5th base is up for him. Everything is going phenomenally for him.
Man, Dragon, I thought he had a big scary army that he could use to just be really powerful, but he winds up dying to this tiny little attack at the 6 o'clock base. Looking a little bit more like Mushu and less like Shenlong. So you gotta really protect yourself if you want to put pressure out on the map to avoid just losing to a few cracklings.
Well, Dragon's in desperation mode now because his main's about to mine out. Nat is getting extremely low. He's basically on 1.5 bases. He's taking mid left. Luckily for him, this Overlord is slightly out of position, does not see it. I don't know if Napoleon would be able to cancel it right now. But Dragon's got to get another base. And just like the games with Kenzie, I'm seeing a lack of Reavers. I see the support bay in the main, but we have no Reavers anywhere, not even being built currently. And yeah, Dragon cannot attack here. There's just so many Lurkers and Lings, and there's a Defiler out.
Well, what do you do now? I mean, I guess the Dragon's doing the only thing that he can do. Try to stop these whack-a-mole bases from coming up all over the map. I think he's going to do a pretty good job as long as he can take these Lurkers out. Ooh, immediate Darkstorm comes down. The Zealots are already on top of the Lurkers. A lot of them get taken out, but wisely backing out. That's a really deep Lurker field there.
Yeah, Napoleon just killed 30 supply of Zealots in an instant, and now he's got the supply lead. We see a bunch of Overlords going over here. Of course, we don't know if he's got drop, but he could potentially go for a drop play. And meanwhile, a huge Ling Flood going to bottom middle. We know there's nothing there, but when he sees there's nothing there, it's probably just going to trigger an attack on the third base. And literally, there's just cannons. So Dragon, he's got to save these bases, because if he loses this, we're going to be on one base mid left only. The Nat is mined out very soon.
Well, okay, that's the nice storm that he needs. All right. Bases are saved for now, Nyokin, but maybe not for much longer. It seems like Napoleon is, I don't know, really living up to his name, waging wars on multiple fronts and winning most of them.
Yeah, his supply is ahead of Dragon. He's up 20 supply. Where are the Reavers? Dragon needs to desperately get Reavers. He's got a shuttle coming out. I don't know if that's going to be for harassment play or if it's going to be for Reaver play, but regardless, the upgrades for Dragon a little bit lacking. Does not have any armor upgrades. Meanwhile, Zerg is only at 1-1, but +2 is going to be kicking in pretty soon. And if you don't have armor upgrades versus 2/2 Lings, you're just going to be your army's going to be melting. Now Dragon's trying to get a cancel on mid right. This is going to be a good find for him, but at the same time, it's going to bottleneck his entire army.
Yeah, if he winds up getting, I guess he got a little plague, but if he winds up getting a lot of plague, then obviously the units just kind of become useless as they try to run across the map. But actually, Napoleon was going for a little bit of a counterattack, decides to turn around now, see if this is the right decision. He's going to get a bigger plague off, but still only really hitting this big Archon in the middle.
Yeah, and this isn't even Napoleon's real army. He's got so many Lings at his natural rally point. He's got tons of Ling Hydra Lurker at his third base, and he's on like 12 hatches. How many has he got? He's got 3, 4, 8. Yeah, he's on 11 hatches, so his production is absolutely absurd. If he finds any weakness, he'll be able to kill any base at will. But Dragon's doing a good job positioning his army. He's defending bottom middle, but his mid left is really exposed. If Napoleon just sent everything there, that base would be taken down pretty quickly. I think that's what Napoleon's going to do. He's identified the whole army as bottom right. Dragon, you've got to get to mid left, dude.
Oh my god. Dude, if Dragon loses this base, this is like, I mean, he does have a Reaver there, right? But he has no Scarabs. So, yeah, that's pretty useless. I guess he does have Storm, so it's going to be hard to run down a rampant Storm, even with Dark Swarm. So, here we go. Where's available? Oh, is he not going to? Oh, no. Okay, finally does Storm, but there's cracklings on top of the High Templar. Swarms everywhere. Oh my goodness. Has he started building Scarabs yet? Yes. But is it enough?
Well, he's coming back, but there's already Lurkers. The Zealots are just gonna... Oh, this base is dead. Dragon cannot save it, and if he tries to, he's going to lose all of his units. These are units running into Darkstorm with Lurkers under it?
Are you sure this strat is sanitary? It looks questionable to me.
Well, Dragon actually killed a bunch of units pretty easily, but he GG's out anyways.
No, I agree. He actually did a really good job there towards the end. But not good enough. Excuse me, apparently. And that's going to do it. Napoleon 2-0ing Dragon, the North American hope. Or the other North American hope besides you.
That was a strong showing from Napoleon, because really Dragon's a really good Protoss. I definitely thought he was a favorite to get out of this group, but now it seems like Napoleon could be a real threat to get second. He just dominated that game. The first game was a bit closer, but yeah, Napoleon looking really strong, and potentially he has a good chance of taking out the wall even. Like, that's how strong he's looking.
That's a very bold statement to make there. I mean, DeWalt just looked, he's sort of like waxed on, waxed off his first opponent. Now, getting into the next game, actually, if he plays Napoleon, doesn't Napoleon play TVP? I thought I read that.
No, he plays Zerg versus Protoss.
Okay, yeah, he plays Zerg versus Protoss. All right. It's incorrect there. But anyway, all that to say is that it will be Napoleon going up against DeWalt in our winners match. We'll have that and a whole lot more BSL Season 6 coming up after a short break, so don't go anywhere.